I think they had the plan, but I'm not entirely sure if that was what they wanted to do. What about you guys? What do you think what they wanted to do in that situation? Let us know who you think drafted the better one. Tweet us at LLEsport. And he has a serious lead on farm. Might be lulled into a false sense of security. Baited as Corey goes forward. There's the flash. Praise Seeker not going to connect, but he's going to tunnel and get the knock up. Soren, he's knocked into the wall, and that's first blood. It's hammer time for Corey.
Great first blood here by MYM.
Still a teleport, even if Copenhagen Wolves did want to contest, but they're not making moves in that direction. This one's going to go over to MYM.
Yeah, so again, they're trading the tower for the first dragon, so preferring the global gold over the 6% AP and AD, so the Wolves looking to complete items instead of just getting pure stats for themselves. And now you can go down to this bottom lane, your tower and wave clear. Otherwise, MYM can actually push down these turrets fairly easily. In this bet, he's caught out.
That ward, I hope it was worth it. He only gets 3 shots before Freeze takes him down.
And we just
with
saw
the big one.
We just saw a difference here.
Picks that dragon is being started up, but MeetYourMakers still not going to try to push this back because it's 5v4.
Well, they can at least push it in, get some damage on it. Remember, it's been a Kassadin lane, so the turret is probably already down around 50% mark, as we see right here. So just pushing it in, at least the minions, realizing they have to back away. Corey's not here yet. But that was a poke wall lost by MYM, despite them having the stronger combat this set, but they're going in.
Yep, they are now unlimited. Getting
wow.
popped. JWoww coming up big, and Youngbuck forced to pop his Zanya's Hourglass as he does manage to get one locked up on the Soul Shackles. He goes down all the same. A 2-for-0 fight.
And Jace at this point to blow up 2 targets onto Airwax as well.
Yeah, they try to move for him. JWoww was when he took some poke, but Horo says you can't go anywhere. They turn off the tower, but they get another kill.
Playing the minion, and look at this. Teleport behind from Youngbuck. He's not spotted.
Going on a sneaky scouting mission, or rather a flank attack. They're going to find Horo in the pit. He's going to jump his way out. JWoww, they turn their attention. Soren comes up with the pick on a Horo as JWoww is trying to tank the front line there as the Soul Shackles. Youngbuck, he should be able to find it, but they found Corey as well. It is a 3-for-none. Copenhagen Wolves surround and take out MeetYourMakers and a dragon.
And it was looking so good for MYM. Definitely the best start we have seen in a long time for them. And then this happens. You're 80 to top and bot lane, but the Copenhagen was looking to fight.
Might not be free after all. Airwalks jumps ahead, a little ahead of his team. Soren has to pop his Zanya's Hourglass. It's a 5 versus 4, but Soren is going to even the score. He finds Corey. JWoww blown up in the back. Youngbuck was able to find something. It's a double kill for Soren. Can he get some more? Nisbeth served up on a silver platter. How about a triple kill for Soren?
Again, for Copenhagen Wolves here, they know they can mid-game spike from MYM, where they never really got to push too much. Now onto JWoww. He's very tanky, but it's against 3 guys. Rek'Sai coming
enough? Yeah, he's going to have some backup from Horo in just a minute. Do they have the chance to move back in? He's actually going to Twisted Advance Soren. They've cut him up. The knockup, the Wild Growth as well. Excuse me. Didn't use that one just yet. It wasn't off cooldown. That's Rales coming up with a kill onto Airwax. They're looking for him as well, and they blow him up. JWoww still tanking through this line, but not for much longer. MeetYourMakers, they double down, and they lose big. It's another 4-for-1. This time a double kill goes to Freeze. Soren, he moved from that bottom side. They're going to give this one up and actually just clear some mini waves out in the mid. So MeetYourMakers, even the Dragon score 30 minutes into the game.
That is what MYM can do with their comp. Like, player for player, in terms of mechanics, they actually have some very, very strong plays. We see Corey against Soren now in his bottom lane.
See if he can do something there. He's actually going to find quite a lot of the damage, and I don't know about that flash. Well, I guess it did. Wait a minute. Yeah, he did use it.
It's the fight Copenhagen was looking for.
Yep, MYM's not quite sure of it yet. Youngbuck is going to try to find JWoww. They've got the knock up, the Soul Shackles moving away. There's a quick Zanya's to avoid the shock blast. JWoww zoned out of the fight as Soren picks up Corey very quickly. Nisbeth chased away. The front line has not been able to catch up to the back line as Airwax is going to look like he's going to almost take out JWoww. That's Freeze coming up with it. However, they've lost Soren, but they've managed to pick up 2. Can they get even more? Freeze tanking tower shots. Looks like the Wolves have been pushed back for the time being, but they do have the numbers advantage.
And once again, the team.
Freeze! Not quite enough. Maybe they'll lose that one. Summoner heal blown away. They land a dark binding on Horo. Maybe look for him. Not enough damage. Just barely. The health picks didn't quite help enough, and tower goes down.
But we see the same. Every time Copenhagen Wolves can engage onto MYM,
the Wolves are collapsing. You got to be careful there. Youngbuck, they're going to move on to him right now. He's got the Soul Shackles out. He does have the Zanya's Hourglass. Corey, they've caught him together, and Freeze coming up with a big kill, but they've lost Youngbuck. It's still a 4v4. Never mind, make that a 4v3. Nisbeth takes down Airwalks. The Wolves might actually be going down in this case. That's going to be a double kill for Mr. Rales. Down, Freeze. He's not keen to get involved in this one. MYM, they might have been able to pull this off. JWoww frontlining as he gets ignited for his trouble. This Baron, though, it's still not quite low enough. It's at about 5,000 health. As you said, the Maelstrom is on. Here comes JWoww. Gonna turn attention onto Freeze, and they shut him down. Nisbeth with the pick. They managed to find Baron, another. Yeah. It's an ace for just a couple seconds. Right back to the Baron. Meet your makers. Here they go.
After losing every single team fight in the game, they managed to win the one in the mid-game here from Copenhagen. It was such a nice setup from them with the tanks onto YoungBuck to stop him from getting onto the backline itself. Use your Baron buff, at least with 2 lanes, because you have the Rek'Sai ulti on the other side who can actually join in instantly. So at least pushing 2 lanes, but just use your poke once again.
Oh!
Not like that.
Well, talk about that kind of poke. That's going to be Freeze coming up with a quick 1-2, and they're looking for a little bit more. Airwalks locks up Corey. Thought he'd locked up Rallis, but they're able to take him down, however. The rest of the Wolves still roaming together.
You have the Vintage for insane amount of burst, but it requires him to stay alive, at least for a few seconds in these fights. And once again, both jump him.
They zoomed into the back. Airwalks isolated from the team. Corey's going to pick him up, and they are going for more right now. They haven't lost JWoww. Well, they just lose JWoww, excuse me. I'm corrected. It's a double kill going over to Freeze. Copenhagen Wolves, they might have still find the outfight here. Soren in the middle. They're going to take down Corey. They're going to look for more. Freeze, a quadra kill. I don't believe it. He gets that one. However, they nearly lose that fight. Soren, the last man on the map.
Last man, well, YoungBuck is there as well in this case.
Never really follow up. And as a result, they're going to get this inhibitor. It's 10 seconds about till JWoww is going to come back up. They can turn tail, move straight onto the Baron, or the Dragon rather, if they want, but they're actually just going to back away. They've still got time on the board out there, and they have to start covering their mid since they don't have that inhibitor anymore. Copenhagen Wolves going to have that extra bit of damage thanks to Dragon buff numero 4.
And that pushing power at least, and obviously 6 minutes to use because they didn't group as a team. And Copenhagen Wolves forced the team first. Now they're going to Corey again.
Yep, he's going to flash away from that collateral damage. It'll clip him on the side, but YoungBuck is the one going down already. They're locked up. That is, Nisbeth doing some serious work, and they are going to lose Corey, however. Soren coming up with a pick onto Oral as they push Freeze away from this fight. Unlimited still trying to help out Horo. He's by himself. He goes down. That's a double kill going to Soren. YoungBuck the only casualty for the Wolves. Nisbeth is finally going to go down. And JWoww just hightailed it out of there.
Over a minute here for MYM. Copenhagen Wolves, they're pushing for the finish. Only JWoww alive. We did see the burst from Corey with the Infinity Edge. He actually destroyed YoungBuck. But then the 2 carries went down. Copenhagen Wolves, they're pushing for the win.
Yep, they're ahead of the minions right now. Have a mind to tank it all up. And speaking of tank, JWoww back on Fountain. Can he stop this one? It's going to be a long time before his teammates come. He's not even moving fast enough. They've already lost the Nexus turret. Make that 2. The Nexus is going down. 48-15 on the clock. And the Copenhagen Wolves are victorious over MeetYourMakers.
Managed to bounce back for I wouldn't call it a weak early game for them, but they did fall slightly behind to MYM here in this case. Got all the right team fights, however, and managed to win the game.
Smiles on their faces, but this game was anything but certain.
Why did they stop the howls? Last year they would always howl if they were winning. Now it's gone. Copenhagen Wolves have lost its identity.
Now they didn't lose this game.
They didn't know.
MeetYourMakers. Hands on that side. Now they do fall down to 1-9 on the score, but you know, they didn't look terrible in that game. They really did not. They had some very good moves.